This is absolutely wild. A ton of people in the Destiny 2 community right now are mad at Bungie and the content creators because of various different spoilers and things that content creators were given to play in preparation for Renegades. So let's break down the entire situation here. Now, before some of these big expansions come out, sometimes Bungie flies out some content creators, or sometimes they even just do it digitally and they let you play the expansion. They play a mission, or you're able to run around in something that's new in the upcoming Destiny 2 expansion, right? But I don't believe they have ever let anyone upload this before. So the content creators together were allowed to use all of the new dungeon weapons and preview them, play with them, and upload videos showcasing them, which is, I'll let you decide how you feel about this situation in the comment section below. For me, I'm just like, I was just surprised. And I also thought it was maybe a little bit weird because there's some things in Destiny 2 that we're all supposed to experience together at the same time. And in my mind, the dungeon weapons and the new end game content is meant to be really like experienced as a community in an instant. We're supposed to be like, boom, here's the new dungeon, here's the crazy new weapons, and then there's like this certain level of excitement that surrounds that. So I was taken back by that, and we're going to look into that more. The second issue was with we had some content creators that were able to upload the entire first campaign mission playthrough. So people were saying, hey, this is spoilers. Now, obviously, you don't have to click on the video. Let's be real. Like you could just choose to avoid it and experience it yourself. But again, this is something that I don't believe we have ever seen before. And honestly, if you're looking at the feedback, though, even if we have done this before, we probably got to stop doing this, because when you read through the comments here, you're gonna see, we had cool guy here post this, and you got people crying. This is beyond lame. At least, put a spoiler warning on the thumbnail for the people that want to play the content blind. Won't check it out before the contest dungeon. I mean, every single comment is negative here. I don't see a single person happy you did this. Laugh my ass off. Honestly, either take it down or just keep getting the hate you deserve at this point. Whew. And this guy goes on to say, hiya, bit of feedback here. Can you add a spoiler warning for those trying to avoid spoilers of content? This got 104 likes, so a lot of people were a fan of that. If you don't know, when you upload an image on Twitter, you can put like a little spoiler warning over it, so that way the image is blurred out. And it's definitely the right play to do if you're releasing things that maybe people don't necessarily want to see, because people that follow you on Twitter or people that just interact with Destiny 2, the algorithm brings you information, like it puts things in front of your face that are Destiny 2 related. And I think a lot of people were pretty surprised to see the dungeon weapons being showcased early. Now, seeing an image of it, does this ruin the dungeon for you? I mean, it doesn't necessarily ruin it, but like I said, there are some things in Destiny 2 that are kind of sacred. And in my opinion, one of those sacred things is we all experience the end game activities together. The raids, for example, people should not be getting new raid weapons. Bungie's never done this before, right? But people should not be getting their hands on the new raid weapons before the raid comes out, right? I think we would all agree that that is wrong, and that is maybe weird. If you don't say it's wrong, if you're like, dude, I don't care, I don't even do the raids, right? That's fine. But like, a good amount of people are pretty mad. I mean, literally every single, you could scroll to the very bottom of this and you're not going to find a nice comment on here, And this isn't to roast or deflame Cool Guy or anything like that. Like, I mean, this guy was given the opportunity to upload some videos of weapons that haven't even been released to the entire world. Of course, he's going to take that opportunity. That is free, easy money. I mean, that's going to get way more views than your average video. And that's just, the more views you get on your videos, it's no secret, you make more money. So any content creator is going to absolutely jump at the opportunity to get to play anything new. I mean, if they were given the opportunity to play the new dungeon early and upload a playthrough of it, they would do so, right? Like that would get like 1 million views. People would be ecstatic for that. And that's a lot of money for the content creators. But the community is not happy about it. You know what I'm saying? The community, I've mentioned this time and time before, but the Destiny 2 community, those that aren't content creators, you're starting to feel more and more like you're getting treated like second-class citizens. And it's tough out there, And I can't help but feel like even as a content creator myself, I've been given opportunities to do things like this in the past. At this stage, though, given all the negative feedback, honestly, I probably wouldn't even go. Like if Bungie invited me, I'd be like, listen, guys, I don't want the heat of that because it's pretty brutal, right? Like, come on, man. Like, so lame. You guys got access to dungeon stuff. Pinnacle content should be the one thing that's absolutely not publicized pre launch. They shouldn't let you even use those guns. I mean, people are literally just sounding off and they're so angry. And yeah, let me know what you think about it in the comments. When you look at the actual video itself, even the video itself, the comments, which, you know, you can delete comments on YouTube and stuff. So I don't know that I'm not saying that they are deleting comments, but the top comment says showing off all the dungeon weapons this early is pretty crazy. Not gonna lie. I'm excited for the pulse though, you know? And so I think that's, yeah, that's probably the most tame approach you could take to all of this, which is just like, you know, this is crazy. What are we doing here? But I guess since the cat's out of the bag, but one thing I think that Bungie should do in these situations is take the feedback into consideration and not take this a step further and escalate. I understand why Bungie is doing this. They just had like 2 rounds of layoffs. They probably have significantly reduced marketing budget for Destiny 2. And so their idea is let's turn the content creators into our marketing team and we'll let them play this content early and then showcase it. But that's really not having the desired effect that I think Bungie thought it would, right? Like you do need to market the game, you do need to market the new dungeon, have trailers, have excitement around it that doesn't involve spoiling the content, right? Like spoiling the content is kind of crazy. Like having to play through it in order to hype it up is kind of, that's what I'm getting at with maybe the reason why the community is so mad is because this isn't really marketing. This is just showing people the whole thing. And of course, you could just choose. Again, you do not have to click on this. You don't have to do it. You could just ignore it altogether and play it through blind. And I'm sure most of you will. I mean, me personally, I am not watching this. You know what I'm saying? I want to play this when it comes out. I paid for this expansion and I want to play this organically. I want to experience it as it's meant to be experienced. So for me, this is just as far away from anything I'm ever clicking on, but people are still upset about the spoilers and just that sort of, there's a level of sanctity where, you know, even though we, you know, I say the content creators, we have influence over the community. We're meant to, you know, it's meant to be like a level playing field, you know? And sometimes I feel bad for those out there that aren't content creators that, like I said, you get treated like you're a second class citizen. And that's pretty brutal. And I think that that public sentiment is not really what you want right now. You know what I'm saying? I think that Bungie overstepped the bounds of what they should show the content creators here. Maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit. I mean, I'm just reading the feedback here. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe you feel free to comment down below and give out your opinion as well. You can see all the comments here. My gosh, at this rate, everything Renegades has to offer will have been spoiled before it even releases. What's the point now? Which might be a little overdramatic. I mean, it's just the first mission. Let's be real. And this guy says, the what? I love you, Rick, but it doesn't even drop until Tuesday. Do we really need all the spoilers? And this guy says, yeah, I'll wait to post it for myself. Not sure why streamers post spoilers. So there you go. And when you look at the video itself, yeah, it's got a good amount of dislikes on it. You got 650 likes to 164 dislikes. So people are, you know, they're upset. Like, people are upset. This is probably not the right route to go, Bungie. And I imagine, well, there's 2 routes that will happen from here on. The next big thing that comes out, Bungie could choose to do it again and double down, which would probably be classic Bungie, if I'm being honest. But alternatively, what you could do is just not do this. You know what I'm saying? You could just market the things that we've marketed in the past and showcase that. I will say that as much as I don't want to be a negative Nancy here, when you have to market things like the end game content that wasn't previously marketed, it feels like it's indicative of Bungie, like a desperation move where like they haven't put so much into the game that they literally have to cross new boundaries and thresholds that they've never crossed before. And now I want to say that lightly because I haven't played all of Renegades. Like I don't want to, you know, project my frustrations or something onto this. Like I genuinely want Renegades to be good. I need to disclaimer, you know what I'm saying? I want it to be good. I want it to do well, but I think it should be said that this was probably not the right move. Everyone, I mean, maybe Twitter people are just overly negative. So again, comment your thoughts and ideas down below, how you feel about this particular situation. Myself personally, I think that content creators and the community should be on a level playing field. and you should no one should be getting dungeon weapons early. You should not be getting raid weapons early. You shouldn't be seeing the raid. That no one has ever seen the raid. No content creator has ever seen a raid early from Bungie, right? And there's a reason why, right? Like this isn't some made up boundary that I just created today. Like there's a reason why we don't do these things, you know? And I think that when we sit down and think about why we don't show content creators the new raid, it makes more sense to not show them the raid. Even though that might make content creators really happy, and then happy content creators make super hyped videos, and super hyped videos get a bunch of views and maybe market the expansion and sell. There's a level of like we got to do things maybe in the right way. And so I'm not particularly a big fan of this, but again, no hate to the content creators, to Cool Guy or to Rick Kakis or all the other content creators that got to go and do that. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, anyone's gonna take the opportunity to make a free, you know, like $1,000 to $10,000. Like that's how much you could make from these videos, right? You could literally make like $1,000 to $10,000 for free because you get to showcase all these new things, you know. And I bet most of you out there watching, you know, you have bills, you probably have rent, you probably have, you know, a car payment, things like that. And if you were given the opportunity to play and do these things and make a free $1,000 to $10,000, you probably do the same thing. But it's tough. It's a tough predicament. Bungie kind of is wedging the content creators in the middle of this like war here, and the community is not happy. But that's a wrap on this one. Let me know what you think. We'll see you in the next one. Later.